Kapture Audio. It's like Inspector Gadget.
Never miss capturing that magical moment. Spike Studio looks at Kapture Audio.
Welcome everybody, a Spike Studio product review. We are straight from CES 2016 and actually been playing with the device for a few weeks before we wanted to publish a review. This is Kapture with a K, Kapture Audio. First of all, the packaging is really cool. The device itself matches the packaging, so we'll talk about that in a second. Inside of this, what you're going to find is actually two pieces only. The actual Kapture Audio device, as it were, that you wear on your wrist, and the charger. It's proprietary. It's not micro USB, which is interesting enough. I wish it wasn't proprietary. The charger has the USB end, but what it has on the other end is this lovely rounded thing that fits up underneath with the double magnet, whatever. So the device itself is wrist wearable, as you can see. Wait, we'll look at the box again so you get the idea. They actually have the little grill, okay, you get the idea. Really cool. This works with Android 4.3 and higher. It also works with iOS. It is available for the iPhone, so if you search on an iPad, you have to change your search settings to iPhone only to get the app to load up. What we have in the device is bands that are interchangeable, as well as the grill on the front. You can change the colors. They actually sent me some other ones. We may play with that later on. First time you set this up, you should know, you need to charge it, but if it's fully charged, you can't set it up. What happens is there's no buttons anywhere on this device. They have a great tutorial online, but what you need to know is that solid red means fully charged, not green, which really confuses me. Let's just be clear about that. But this orange light that comes on will let you know. So what you do, we have a handy cord laying close, is plug in their audio adapter, put it on the back, and what that'll do is boot it up once if it's not already charged, and then double orange light to let you know it's getting into pairing mode. Then you go simply into here, as you can see on the screens, go into your device, you find it in your Bluetooth settings, you pair it once, you go back to their application, and of course you have to create an account. You can use Twitter, you can use Facebook, or you can use your own emails. The point being, once you create that, you start storing your clips. What are clips? Clips are 60 seconds of your life that you want to capture on the device, hence the name Kapture. The idea is that while you're walking around and you're wearing this and someone says something hilarious or the kids do something funny, give it a double tap, it saves off the last 60 seconds. It will buffer some and save some inside of here for you, send them to your device later, but it'll also Bluetooth them pretty much right away. Now, here's what we found out about wearing this. First of all, it scares people to death. It's point blank, honestly, it just scares people. Even though we have selfies and we have our cameras and we have our phones and we're taking pictures and doing all that, to know that we're always recording audio scared a lot of friends. Corporations, they might have issues, once again, even though we have phones and we have iPads that auto record, and then we have all these other features that can do things. I've got a device that can always record audio on my wrist. It just scares them for some reason. So inside of it, the application, you do the setup screens, you sync your device to it through Bluetooth, and then inside of it, you can actually do things like explore. They can give you other categories that you can look at, which I thought was really cool. The settings on the device, meaning your clips can be private or public right up front, which is kind of interesting, meaning you can always have your clips synced to their cloud and be available to everybody. It'll show your recent activity and show the clips you have. You can also do some recordings there. So right now it's in ready to go mode. I give it a couple taps, it's vibrated, let me know. It's blinking a slow green, which I always presume means it's ready. The goal at this point was when I say something hilarious in the studio and they all ignore me in the background, I can now save it for myself because they're not good about saving things here in Spike Studio. So what we'll do, we'll give it a double tap. It'll vibrate on your wrist to let you know that it saved the last audio off of there. Now, have I had problems double tapping? Yes, I have. I'm just going to be very, very honest with you. You can follow other people, as I said, inside of there until your clips are ready. But I've had problems with the double tap. I don't understand. It's supposed to be fast, supposed to be slow, from the side, on the top, all those pieces. There it goes. So now we'll count, and we're back. So I saved off a little bit of audio, and then we want it to sync over to the device. People have complained about the amount of time it takes to save it off, and I get multiple vibrations letting me know that it's saving it and trying to send it. But people have complained about the time it took that it freezes and can't record anymore, and also while it's writing it and then sending it to your device, meaning they're losing time that something else funny could happen. They're not able to capture those moments. So that's one of the only complaints I've really seen so far in a lot of the reviews is the inability and time it takes to actually save it off and then send it over. I presume that will get better as they update firmware and do other things with the product itself. Now, one of the things you can't do that previously was there after I read some blog posts about on their site is you used to be able to put it in a mute mode. Basically, you could set it with some tap commands, I don't know what they were, and put it in a mute mode so it wasn't recording anything at all and people could feel safe and secure via the LED light letting them know it's basically on pause. That doesn't exist anymore, and a lot of commands are tough. There's no way to check battery status on here. If it dies, it dies. That would be kind of cool. Maybe long taps or certain taps if I could do that. It's been vibrating off and on my wrist, letting me know it's syncing and sending and doing stuff and Bluetoothing. You have to have the app open to do certain features. You can edit your clips in line, which is very cool. I love the ability to be able to edit, save off certain parts of the clips, shrink it off the funny parts. Whatever you want to do is available in there as well. I'm just walking through to make sure we don't miss anything else inside of here. For the most part, that's about it that I want to tell you right now. We'll come back in a little bit and give you our overall opinion. So welcome back. It's been a few more days. We've worn it a few more times, gotten a little more. If you'll notice at the end of the last part, I was actually double tapping and got it to record the audio and sending. This is what it sounded like.
What we'll do, we'll give it a double tap. It'll vibrate on your wrist to let you know that it saved the last audio off there.
So as you can tell, a little bit muffled. I also tried to use this in a club. The background noise was too much. The ambiance and the bass and the people, it was a little bit overwhelming for it. So that part has a little bit to go. I'm not sure if the firmware could fix that or actually it's the microphone on the inside. Don't really know. I can't say I were to work a couple more times. People always ask what it is. I wish it had a LED clock or something on it so I wouldn't have to worry about watches and other parts, or at least some battery indicators, but it still scared them to death. One thing they did like was the look and design, the ability to change the colors with the additional bands and grills. That's really cool to me, is the way you can do that. You can pop those off or slide on the actual new cover. It comes in 6 colors according to the packaging on here. So overall, I think it's a cool device. I think in today's world of selfies and cameras and GoPros and everyone's doing everything all the time, this really shouldn't be a big fear. It's just something new and different, and that's what scares them the most. So I want to say thank you to Kapture Audio for sending this over for review. It's another product review from Spike Studio. Make sure you subscribe to all our product reviews, and if you have something new that you want to show us, let us know in the show notes.